published 0657 Est, the 27th of November 2017, updated 11:55 Est, the 27th of November 2017. While Manchester City race away at the top of the Premier League, the situation at the bottom is far tighter and the three sides, while sit beneath the relegation line come May, is anyone's guess. And while you'd have expected certain teams to be down there, they have been joined by some bigger names such as Newcastle United, Everton and West Ham. We take a closer look at where it has gone wrong for the basement boys, who is to blame and whether there are any reasons for optimism. How the bottom of the Premier League looks after the weekend's fixtures: 14 points, goal difference 6. How has the season unfolded so far? Returning to the Premier League after a single season down in the Championship, Newcastle opened with a couple of defeats before 3 consecutive wins proved to their fans they could compete again at this level. But after the 10-home win over Crystal Palace on October 21, it's all gone wrong for Rafa Benitez's side, who have slipped from 7th to 14th following losses to Burnley, Bournemouth, Manchester United and Watford. Saturday's 30 loss to the Hornets was particularly chastening as their defence crumbled in the face of an enterprising, counter-attacking team. Rafa Benitez looks on with an annoyed expression during Newcastle's 30 loss to Watford, was to blame for the league position. There weren't exactly positive vibes over the summer when Benitez indicated that owner Mike Ashley's blueprint for new signings wasn't ambitious enough and they missed out on key targets. Then their forward line have completely misfired this season, with just 11 goals scored in 13 games. Joselu, signed from Stoke City for £5 million, has flopped, scoring just twice, while Alexander Mitrovic has just one in the league. Dwight Gale, the man who scored 23 goals in the Championship last season, has barely featured. What's more, now there is continued off-field uncertainty over Ashley's sale of the club and the anticipated takeover by Amanda Staveley and her consortium. Or more specifically, whether it will lead to more squad investment. Joselu has summed up Newcastle's struggled in front of goal this season. Any reasons for optimism? There have been some performances this season that confirm Newcastle belong in the top division, though they have tended to come against sides in the lower reaches of the table. Benitez is a popular manager with the supporters, and the stability he brings to the club means he won't be removed from his post unless it's a really dire situation. But it's abundantly clear that the new money can't come soon enough. Fixtures for the rest of 2017: Tuesday West Bromwich Albion A, Saturday Chelsea A, December 9th, Leicester City H, December 13th, Everton H, December 16th, Arsenal A, December 23rd, West Ham United A, December 27th, Manchester City H, December 30th, Brighton H. John Joe Shelby reflects on Watford's third goal as Newcastle slumped to another loss, 13 points, goal difference 10. How has the season unfolded so far? A season of inconsistency so far for the Potters, which has seen them fail to build on the 3 victories they have achieved and get any kind of momentum going. For example, they beat Arsenal 10 in their second game of the season, but then drew at West Brom. And when they surprisingly won at Watford in late October, they drew at home to Leicester in their next match. There have been some unedifying moments of 40 beating at home by Chelsea and shipping 7 goals at Manchester City, but Stoke are presently doing just about enough to keep their heads above water. Kevin Wimmer and Gis Rodriguez cut dejected figures after Stoke's 21 loss at Crystal Palace. Who's to blame for the league position? Reality has to be measured against pre-season expectations, really, and after a 13th place finish last season, nobody really expected Stoke to climb any higher this time around. They recruited pretty well in the summer, too, spending only £25 million and recovering more than that in sales, not to mention getting Gis Rodriguez and Kurt Zouma in on loan. You'd maybe hope for a little more from Gis and Xherdan Shaqiri, while some may argue that after 4 years, Mark Hughes has really carried Stoke as far as he can. Xherdan Shaqiri in action during the 21 loss at Crystal Palace, pet game in which he scored. Any reasons for optimism? Although only 3 points above the relegation zone, nobody is going to panic at Stoke just yet. They were unfortunate on Saturday in losing late to Crystal Palace and just need to arrest this mini-slump with a win. Their goals conceded tally of 26 is among the worst in the division, but remember that 11 of those came in 2 thrashings by City and Chelsea. The main reason to be positive is that there are clearly enough teams with worse problems beneath Stoke in the table. Fixtures for the rest of 2017: Wednesday Liverpool H, Saturday Swansea City H, December 9th Tottenham Hotspur 8, December 12th Burnley A, December 16th West Ham H, December 23rd West Bromwich Albion H, December 26th Huddersfield Town 8, December 30th Stoke City A. Mark Hughes will be well aware he needs to do more to steer Stoke away from the drop zone. 12 points, goal difference 15. How has the season unfolded so far? After a summer recruitment drive that topped £100 million, there was genuine optimism at Goodison Park that Everton would be pushing the top six hard and also competing long in the Europa League. The reality has been thoroughly miserable. Ronald Koeman struggled to integrate the new players, and it became clear in early season losses to Chelsea, Tottenham and Man United that they were overloaded in some positions and dangerously threadbare in others. It is also proving hard to compensate for losing the 25 league goals supplied by Romelu Lukaku last season. Koeman was sacked in late October after a 52-home defeat by Arsenal left them in the relegation zone. The hunt for a new manager continues, with David Unsworth striving, but failing, to improve their fortunes. Wayne Rooney returned to Everton over the summer, but things haven't turned out well. Woes to blame for the league position. Fingers of blame can be pointed in many directions. Director of Football Steve Walsh is under pressure after £45 million summer signing Gylfi Sigurdsson and £24 million Davy Klaassen flopped in the early weeks of the campaign. The fact Walsh and Koeman had a strained relationship no doubt hastened the Dutchman's departure, but now Walsh could be set to follow if things don't improve. The dithering behind the scenes in appointing a new boss and the fixation on prizing Marco Silva away from Watford has also proved damaging. Ronald Koeman was sacked in late October, but his replacement still hasn't been found. Any reasons for optimism? On the evidence of Sunday's 41 capitulation at Southampton, there isn't much to cling to, and fans must hope the new manager, whoever that may be, performs a swift turnaround when appointed. There are winnable games coming up over the busy festive period, against West Ham, Newcastle, Swansea, West Brom and Bournemouth before the turn of the year. There will also be no annoying Europa League distractions in the new year, and surely a side filled with so many quality players can't suffer the indignity of relegation. Surely. Fixtures for the rest of 2017: Wednesday West Ham H, Saturday Huddersfield H, December 9th Liverpool 8, December 13th Newcastle United 8, December 16th Swansea City H, December 23rd Chelsea H, December 26th West Bromwich Albion 8, December 30th Bournemouth A. Sorry-looking Everton players go over to their fans after the 41 loss at Southampton. 11 points, goal difference 9. How has the season unfolded so far? Does anyone remember that West Brom opened their season with back-to-back wins over Bournemouth and Burnley? It's unlikely, given they haven't tasted league victory since then, with 6 defeats from their 11 subsequent matches. That includes losses to Southampton, Manchester City, Huddersfield, and Chelsea in the 4 matches before Saturday's more encouraging 11 draw at Tottenham. Even survival specialist Tony Pulis couldn't get through such a dreadful run of form unscathed, and he was sacked last week with the team teetering on the brink of the bottom 3, with Gary Megson taking over as caretaker. Tony Pulis was another casualty of the early season, sacked by West Brom last week. Rose to blame for the league position. Obviously Pulis will take much of the flak, and fans will hope the team can play with a little more expression now they've been freed from his negative tactical straitjacket. The one thing that his successor needs to address immediately is a chronic shortage of goals, with only 10 scored in the league this season and Jay Rodriguez the leading scorer with just 2. Salomon Rondon was the Baggies' goal scorer as they drew 11 at Tottenham on Saturday. Any reasons for optimism? The fans will hope the new boss, and Alan Pardew has been closely linked to the role, can come in and inspire them to a few victories that can soon propel them up a tightly bunched table. They would be advised to get someone in place as quickly as possible, given their next 3 games are winnable ones against Newcastle, Palace and Swansea. They also face Stoke and Everton at Christmas, in other 6-pointers. Fixtures for the rest of 2017: Tuesday Newcastle United H, Saturday Crystal Palace H, December 9th Swansea City A, December 13th Liverpool 8, December 17th Manchester United H, December 23rd Stoke City 8, December 26th Everton H, December 31st Arsenal H. Alan Pardew, the former Crystal Palace manager, is among the candidates for the job. 10 points, goal difference 14. How has the season unfolded so far? A really miserable opening to the season for the Hammers, which began with 3 consecutive losses to Manchester United, Southampton and Newcastle, and hasn't really picked up from there. Their only 2 league wins have come at home to Huddersfield and Swansea, meaning relegation to the Championship has once again become a very real prospect for the London club. Slaven Bilic was shown the door after a sorry 4-1 home loss to Liverpool, and David Moyes tasked with saving them from relegation, something he failed to do with Sunderland last season. Slaven Bilic was sacked as West Ham manager after a sorry start to the campaign, host to blame for the league position. A combination of factors, really. Though Bilic had a fair bit of credit in the bank with the fans, by the end they had lost patience with the way the team was being set up. They were alarmingly disorganized at the back, liable to be overrun by any opponent with any form of pace, while summer signings in attack Javier Hernandez and Marco Arnautovic haven't exactly been banging in the goals. But most of the fans' ire seems to be directed at the owners David Gold and David Sullivan for their haphazard recruitment and insufficient investment for new signings compared to their Premier League peers. Andre Ayew screams out during West Ham's 11 draw with Leicester City on Friday night any reasons for optimism. The fans will have to place their faith in Moyes to steer them out of the drop zone, with Friday's 11 draw with Leicester a point to build upon. New signings in January are needed and could well prove crucial, as will keeping the players fit. Bilic had a number of injury crises during his time in charge. It may be best to avoid looking at the fixture list, however, with matches against Manchester City, Chelsea and Arsenal in rapid succession in December. Fixtures for the rest of 2017: Wednesday Everton A, Sunday Manchester City 8 December 9th, Chelsea H December 13th, Arsenal H December 16th, Stoke City 8 December 23rd, Newcastle H December 26th, Bournemouth 8 December 31st, Tottenham A. David Moyes has been charged with steering West Ham away from the relegation zone. 9 points, goal difference 8. How has the season unfolded so far? The first few weeks of the season saw Swansea win 20 at Crystal Palace and draw away to Tottenham, but it's been thoroughly depressing since then with 6 defeats from the last 8. A 20-home win over Huddersfield has been the only light in a gloomy tunnel that has seen manager Paul Clement come under intense pressure and the team slide down the table into the drop zone. The Welsh side had become a reliable mid-table outfit until last season's brush with the drop, but this campaign just hasn't got going. Paul Clement sees a chance go begging in Swansea's goalless draw with Bournemouth, who's to blame for the league position. There was a fair amount of recruitment in the summer, while the loan signing of Renato Sanchez from Bayern Munich really caught the eye, but new arrivals and old guard alike have struggled for any decent form. The main problem lies in attack. Swansea are the league's lowest scorers with just 7 goals to their name, and Chelsea loanee Tammy Abraham has scored 4 of those. The others are just profligate. Swansea chairman Hugh Jenkins emphatically backed Clement in his programme notes on Saturday, but patience is wearing thin and a decision may soon have to be made. Tammy Abraham has been just about the only Swansea player capable of scoring this season. Any reasons for optimism? If there is something to offer hope, it's that Swansea don't concede as many goals as the other in-trouble teams around them. Aside from a 40 loss to Man United back in August, they haven't been on the receiving end of too many thrashings. That is at least the foundation to build upon, though the greater imperative is to find some goals. Clement has regularly changed his team and tactics to try and stumble upon the magic formula, plus there has been moments of misfortune like Saturday's disallowed goal, but most has been down to a lack of creation and some wayward finishing. Fixtures for the rest of 2017: Wednesday Chelsea A, Saturday Stoke City 8 December 9th, West Brom H December 13th, Manchester City H December 18th, Everton 8 December 23rd, Crystal Palace H December 26th, Liverpool 8 December 30th, Watford A. Swansea players argue with the referee after they had a goal ruled out against Bournemouth. 8 points, goal difference 17. How has the season unfolded so far? What a crazy season it has been at Selhurst Park. The new dawn of Frank de Boer lasted just a few weeks after his interpretation of total football saw the season begin with defeat after defeat. He was replaced by the safe hands of Roy Hodgson as early as September 12, with thrashings at the hands of the 2 Manchester clubs making it 7 consecutive defeats to start the season with. However, slowly but surely, the former England manager has turned things around. There have been wins over Chelsea and Stoke, batting draws with West Ham and Everton, and only 2 further losses. Crystal Palace seem to have turned the corner, though whether it will be enough to finish above the line in May remains to be seen. Frank de Boer's tenure at Crystal Palace was short and not particularly sweet. Woes to blame for the league position. Yes, it was abysmal at times right at the start of the season, but there remains a sense that De Boer should have been given more time and the hierarchy pressed the panic button too soon. I guess we'll never know, and, with every positive performance under Hodgson, it does look increasingly like the correct decision to pull the plug on the Dutchman's philosophy-driven approach. Goals have been in really short supply as well, with just the 8 in the Premier League so far. The strikers urgently need more service and need their confidence boosted. But that is slowly coming back. Roy Hodgson has improved Palace's fortunes, though they remain at the foot of the table. Any reasons for optimism? Yes, plenty of late. At least in the context of the first 2 months of the season. Hodgson has brought improved displays, more self-belief and, most crucially, some desperately needed points. The next few weeks contain a mixture of critical meetings against the teams just above them and encounters with those in form towards the upper end of the table. But Palace can now approach all of them with hope. Fixtures for the rest of 2017: Tuesday Brighton A, Saturday West Brom A, December 9th, Bournemouth H, December 12th, Watford H, December 16th, Leicester City 8, December 23rd, Swansea City 8, December 28th, Arsenal H, December 31st, Manchester City H. Ruben Loftus-Cheek right celebrates with Wilfried Zaha after scoring against Stoke.